This is Marketing Jam, a podcast featuring the brightest minds in Canadian marketing.
Marketing Jam is brought to you by Cyber Impact, the email marketing platform made specifically for Canadian small businesses. Go to cyberimpact.com/jelly, create a free account, and start sending CASL-compliant promotional emails in just a few clicks.
Welcome to the next episode of Marketing Jam. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very special guest. For those of you that are listening in your car, driving along, you might be drinking a special beverage from a well-known company called Starbucks. And we have with us today Dena from Starbucks.
Yes.
So Dena, why don't you tell us your role at Starbucks and what that looks like on a day-to-day basis?
So I am a 12-year partner at Starbucks, and we call all of our employees partners.
Even the baristas?
Even the baristas.
Cool.
So I just celebrated 12 years, and I am the creative director of Global Promotions and Brand.
Nice.
And basically what my team does is we create all of the creative marketing materials for the brand globally for our in-store experience. So when you go into Starbucks, you know, when you think about Christmas and you go into Starbucks and you see the red cups and the shoppers and the bags and the menu boards and the banners, my team creates all of that.
Amazing, amazing.
So I have a team of about 30 people, associate creative directors, creative managers, designers, illustrators, that work together with our content team to bring it all to life.
Wow, and you're down in Seattle?
I'm in Seattle, yes, I love it. It's very similar to Vancouver, very beautiful,
So we're filming and recording in Vancouver today, which is a nice special because it's my hometown. And and did you like a 3-hour drive away?
I drove up, it was gorgeous. So I was thinking of flying, and then I realized if I drove to the airport, went through TSA, all of that, it's like 5 hours, and to drive here was 3, and it was a beautiful drive. You know, the weather's amazing. It's fall. It's nice.
So most of our listeners are in Canada, and so why don't you tell our listeners about your stop across the border at the gas station?
So, working on the Starbucks brand, of course, we know who our competitors are around the world, and we know the Canadian love for Tim Hortons, and so it wasn't my first time at Tim Hortons. I've been there before, but I did stop right across the border at a Tim Hortons that was in a gas station, and they had a line of Canadians there getting their lattes and drinks and
donuts
and such. Awesome. So it's interesting because it's, to me, such a different experience than what the Starbucks experience is. But then I also understand the longevity of the Tim Hortons brand and the memories and associations that people probably have of, their family and
early mornings at the hockey rink.
Exactly. And I know he was a hockey player, and we know how Canadians love their hockey, right?
That's cool. So tell us your go-to drink. What's your go-to order when you
My go-to order, so I love yoga and working out. I'm a yoga and bar freak.
Nice, very cool.
So post-workout, it's an iced venti decaf Americano.
Okay, yes.
So it's a big iced drink. I don't put anything in it. I'm totally grown up.
Yes, okay.
In Starbucks terms, which means you don't add milk and sugar to your drinks.
Okay, good to know.
So that's my thirst quenching drink.
Yes, okay.
And then if I want something a little heartier, warmer, I love a coconut milk latte.
Ah, okay.
So it's slightly sweet but not too sweet.
And food-wise, do you have a go-to treat?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The bacon Gruyere sous vide egg bites.
Oh, so
good.
So
packed with protein, 330 calories.
No
love
carbs?
Those. No.
No, that's awesome. I go for the egg white with pepper one.
Yeah,
that's my
those
go-to.
are really good too. And those, I think those are under like 200 calories or something crazy like that.
They're amazing. My daughters, I have a 3 and a 4-year-old. They are in love with your cake pops.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
It's hard to go there now without purchasing a cake pop. And then you switch it up. There was a mummy cake pop.
There was a mummy cake, for Halloween.
Was that your fault?
No, I can't take any credit for that. But our food team does a really good job of like coming out with seasonally relevant or just super cute cake pops that you want to eat.
That's amazing.
I was going to talk about one that's coming up, but I don't know if it's out in markets yet. So
can you? Because
I'm going to edit. I'm going to edit myself. But it's a cute creature. That's all I'll say.
What's it going to? Oh, can you say it?
No, I'm not going to. I don't know.
Because we are recording, so that could get awkward. So, how did you get to the position that you're in now? How did you? What's the journey that led
The journey.
you here?
Okay, so I started in advertising in Chicago, and I worked for Foot Cone and Belding, which is called FCB Draft now,
Cool.
and a huge agency, like 600 people.
Wow.
And so I started there doing TV primarily for Coors and Sunkist and Citibank, and got a ton of experience there. And I missed the Pacific Northwest because I'm from here.
Okay.
So moved back here and then worked in advertising for another 10 years. And I loved advertising because I loved working on different brands. But what happened is that, you know, you'd start deep diving in with a brand and then you'd lose the account or leadership would change. And I was really missing the opportunity to deep dive with the brand. Yeah. So the whole time I was working in advertising, I was a Starbucks fan, as you can imagine.
Because it's where Seattle's where it started, right?
Yeah. But so, you know, many early mornings, late nights, drinking Starbucks, and I couldn't go into Starbucks without noticing the experience of it. Without, you know, I would go in and I would see an incredible piece of packaging, and I'd want to touch it, interact with it. Yeah. I noticed the elevated typography. I noticed the whole experience. I was always felt like they were at the cutting edge of offering different flavor innovations with their beverages. So. When I started thinking about what I wanted to do next in my career, I was like, I love this brand. And so I applied for a position, and after just a short, I want to say 4 months of interviewing, it took a while, I got a job there, and I've been there ever since, And
how long has that been?
12 years.
12 years, okay.
Yeah, so it's been a great experience, and it's always changing, and you know what I support, global promotions and brand. It's always on. So I am just consistently challenged, and you have to be happy with a highly fast-paced, sometimes dysfunctional environment. You know, we're kind of like a big dysfunctional family, but we all love each other.
Very cool.
And everyone's nice.
Good. So interesting fact about Vancouver, being that we're in Vancouver, we are home to the first ever international Starbucks. Which, so it's
nice.
in it's in our SkyTrain station here at
Cool.
Waterfront Station.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a little small one, so it's not its own store, but it's within the station.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That makes sense, though.
Fun little fact.
That's awesome.
So, as far as like books that you're reading or podcasts or magazine, what are some ones that you love that have maybe kind of inspired you when it comes to marketing and brand?
I love The Moth. I'm sure you've probably heard
I
that
love The
before.
Moth. Yeah, it's great.
I
The
love
storytelling
it.
is
Oh my God,
beautiful.
the storytelling is amazing, and it just draws you in, and they're authentic stories, real stories. And
sometimes you cry. Sometimes I drive and I'm crying and I'm like, and I can't, and I'm like, I gotta pull over.
I've done it before where I've gotten to my destination and just stayed in the car, because you have to know. I mean, I think that's what a good story does, is it pulls you in, and you can't imagine not knowing how the story ends. So I love that. I also love Netflix Chef's Table.
Oh, I love that show.
Because working at Starbucks, you know, I'm supporting a lot of food and beverage, and I work with a lot of food stylists and the R&D team. So I'm a foodie, and I so appreciate like everything that goes into the creation of the experience of the food. So I find Chef's Table just absolutely intriguing.
That's great. The last season when they did pastries and desserts, it was amazing. The American that they featured with the cereal milk lattes.
Oh my gosh!
Dena
Yeah. So I love that. What else? I tend to love documentaries, and I mean, again, I think they just, from a storytelling aspect, I love that. There's Abstract: The Art of Design, which is also on Netflix, which is a great series on, you know, creative geniuses, like I think it's Tinker Hatfield from Nike. So that's fantastic. So I love watching those as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Apps that are on your phone that you can't live without.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Uber.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Uber.
And I'm sorry we don't have Uber in Vancouver. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh,
I don't know if you tried to
I
use
haven't
it yet.
tried, no.
If you try to go out tonight, you can't Uber.
Is there a Lyft?
Nope.
Okay, so I have both apps.
Okay, but you can go to Hawksworth in this hotel that we're in right now. Is in it probably one of our top restaurants in Vancouver.
Okay,
So,
excellent.
Yeah, it was Chef Hawksworth.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
David Hawksworth. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I like Uber.
Yeah.
There's many reasons, but I can tell you the number one reason that I love Uber, and I have a son that, turned 16.
Oh, wow.
And I know that's the age that kids start drinking
Yeah.
and going to parties. And so I downloaded the app on his phone as well.
Yeah.
So I was, I'm like, don't ever drive drunk.
Yeah.
Don't ever get in a car with anyone that's been drinking.
Yeah.
Use Uber.
That's awesome.
So what it allows me to do is I can track my kid.
Yeah, anywhere.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I get the notification, and then I know he's going from point A to point B, and I can usually say, oh,
he's
he
safe.
went from Hope's house to Evan's house.
Yeah.
Now he's at Serena's, and then he'll be home. So I love that aspect about it. And then he also, uses Uber Eats. I use Uber as well, but I basically love it for tracking my child.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and knowing he's safe.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So moms, dads out there, bonus feature.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love Spotify.
Yeah.
I've always loved music, and it's been an integral part of my life. Although I can't sing or play an instrument, it still it moves me, and so I love the Spotify app as that it can come back and it notices what you're listening to, and it can suggest other artists. It puts together playlists. It tells you when that artist is coming near you.
Which I just got that for the first time a couple weeks ago. It was amazing. Latte was playing in Vancouver.
Yeah, and so it tells you those things, and then connected to that, my Sonos app at home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you use the new version with Alexa, or you got old?
No, I have
OG
old
Sonos?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Very
I don't
cool.
have Alexa.
Okay.
Yeah. And my only complaint about the Sonos app is that it seems like every week they're updating it.
It has been a lot recently.
So I'm like, seriously, I have to stop my music and update it again? Yeah.
Have you seen this app by Starbucks? Have you seen it? You ever use the Starbucks app?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Starbucks app.
Excellent.
Yeah,
No, I'm a
it's
big
one of
Get your
it's one
points.
of my favorite apps.
good.
Of course, I use it a lot. For payment, now we have mobile order and pay, which is
amazing.
awesome because you can just order and then just go pick it up at the pickup plane. So, even though I work at Starbucks, I still go to Starbucks all the time.
Okay.
I use my app all the time. Yeah.
Do you go to the first Starbucks that's in Seattle? Do you ever go to that
Not
one?
very often.
It's kind of a tourist
it's a
thing.
touristy thing.
Okay.
So I've either gone there late at night to shoot, for a production type situation, or when I have people visiting. Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
but it's a cool store. But now we have our Seattle Roastery that's open.
Okay.
Seattle Starbucks Reserve Roastery and Tasting Room that's open on Capitol Hill.
Cool.
Which is the Willy Wonka of coffee experience.
Okay,
Yes,
that's good to know.
it's fantastic. So we actually roast and package all of our Starbucks Reserve coffee there.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing space.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about maybe some brands that you're watching that really inspire you and that you see doing some
Brands
really
that I watch. Gosh, everyone always watches Apple.
Okay.
Everyone always watches Nike. I keep an eye on what the smaller indie coffee shops are doing, like the Stump Towns and Blue Bottle.
Yeah.
What other brands? Target. Just brands that are talking to the masses. And how they are speaking in authentic ways that resonate with their customers. So,
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So what does it look like for next year for Starbucks when it comes to like up and coming? Anything that you can kind of like give us hints on, or anything that you're really excited about when it comes to like brand and marketing that you're like, this is coming
There's
down the
so much, and I don't know what I can talk about.
Because of the timing.
Because of the timing. I can say there's new amazing things coming with our Starbucks Rewards program.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
My stars. Okay. I like my stars program.
I like my stars
Sometimes
program too.
you'd make little games for me. Like I'd approve something, and if I did certain things that week, I could get more stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's some gamification.
Yeah. My peach. I'm a big peach tranquility tea guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it makes me feel peaceful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's great things coming with Starbucks Rewards. There's some new beverage innovation that's coming out.
Okay.
So my team is working on, the creative marketing aspect of that, how it's going to show up in our stores.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Would you ever do
there's
different levels of hot water in the tea, like different heat levels.
Do we put different levels of hot water in the teas?
Yeah, because like people who have more sensitive mouths, like I have a baby mouth, and so I often need them to put ice in my tea.
I think
cool
we
it
just
down.
have one hot water thing. I think you have to ask for
Ice.
Ice.
It's my
Yeah,
but that's not
yeah.
that's not in your agenda. For,
Not that I know of. I
Sorry.
can ask around. Is that something that you want? Two
I don't
different
think
levels.
I don't think there's a lot of adult baby with baby mouths that exist in the world.
Don't you need a certain temperature for it to steep properly, though?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll see what I can. I'll take a note on that, and I'll see what I can do.
That's very exciting, though.
Yeah.
And for you personally, like in the position that you're in, like
Yeah.
you're part of a brand that has infiltrated life, like
Yeah.
pumpkin spice lattes,
Yeah.
right? Like it is now. Like I went to Trader Joe's a couple weeks ago, and everything, literally in the store, is pumpkin spice flavored.
Yeah. There's
and
a whole in-the-vial display with pumpkin everything. Yes.
And I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like you guys were the starter of that.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
PSL,
Yeah.
is a thing now. Like it's
Yeah,
become
it is.
it's become an adjective and a verb almost, and it's a noun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true.
So with that much like power and control, like how do you feel like on a day-to-day basis, like holding that much influence on the world? How do you feel in that position?
Powerful.
Yeah,
No, I'm
okay.
kidding. I don't. I don't at all. I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, and it was something that came up today in the conference.
Yeah.
But just, you know, people came out to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I always forget the scale of Starbucks. Like, you know, it's huge,
Yeah.
but then when you talk about 77 countries, 28,000 stores, 330 employees, you know, and those are on the upward side. I mean, plus on all of those numbers." You know, using our scale for good
Yeah.
is a huge part of how we look at our brand. And then making sure we are being very thoughtful about how we're communicating, what we're coming out with. You know, one of the key quotes from Howard that always sticks in my mind is, "Will it make our partners proud?" And so that's really about, you know, and when you think about that statement, it's across everything.
that.
It's across our products. It's across how they're treated when they come in. It's about what the store looks like. It's about how we talk to them. It's about what the marketing materials are.
Yeah.
You know, because we found that if our partners and our baristas are really behind what we're trying to sell or what we're saying or what new program we're offering, it's typically successful.
Yeah.
So, you know, so will it make our partners proud is always going around in my head.
that.
Like, am I proud of this work? Will the baristas be proud of this work? And will it mean something to our customers?
I feel like any marketer, branding, any business owner can take that advice
Yeah.
and apply it to their own company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
great.
And as far as your talk today at
Yeah.
Marketing World, what are some of maybe the gems that you left people with, or what were some kind of the points that you were making?
I think that, you know, my talk was about mastering a global brand expression, which was a bit of a stretch. I said it probably should be managing a global brand expression. But it was really for us with building our brand, it's really around collaboration and how collaboration builds a stronger brand, because what happens when you collaborate, everyone's agreeing on who you are as a brand, what your brand strategy is, what your brand purpose is. And when you have that inclusion of all those different owners, then you can move forward in a way that's already pretty much agreed upon.
Yeah.
So it just becomes a much easier feat to keep it on track.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And favorite sandwich at Starbucks?
Favorite sandwich at Starbucks. We just came out with this new, I don't know if you guys have it here. I think it's called a chicken Maki roll. It's like chicken, it's seaweed with sushi rice and then chicken with sriracha.
Seriously?
Yes, it's so good.
It sounds amazing.
And then it has a lettuce leaf wrap around it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we
it's
got-
pretty new. It's part of our Mercado food program, which is fresh food delivered daily, donated nightly. So really pushing on the fact that we have all these fresh options.
Yeah.
But it's my new addiction. So if I'm stuck in a meeting
Yeah.
and I'm not going to have time to grab lunch, I run upstairs, stay at the floor, grab my chicken maki.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. I should know what it's called. I work at Starbucks. I'm sorry. I think it's a
okay.
chicken maki roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you go to other countries in the world, will they have other food products and other
Yes, they
unique,
will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which are more kind of geared for that
Yeah,
country.
more regionalized. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have
yeah.
anything very unique in Canada that is maybe not in America?
Well, I think you guys like had a maple leaf cookie or something
okay.
like that.
For Canada Day?
For Canada Day
Okay,
or
that's
something like
cool.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I do go look at Starbucks all around the world,
Yes.
which is always really interesting just
Yeah.
because, you know, for the global markets, we create all the marketing materials and then it's uploaded to File Cabinet. And then the markets will get it, download the files, and then they'll decide like what they're going to translate, what they won't translate, what images they need to change because maybe there's a different regional food that's offered.
Yeah. Starbucks Canada's going to add French to it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Dual language, always. And so I always love going to international stores just to kind of see how they translated our work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And as far as Starbucks in Vancouver, one of my memories as well about Vancouver is we used to have a corner on Robson Street where there was literally 2 Starbuckses, kitty corner to each other. Is that common in other parts? Or was that just a Vancouver thing?
No, it's in Seattle as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it just
There's a couple parts in the world that people love Starbucks that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
In Seattle, it's kind of crazy. You can just kind of like through downtown, you can just kind of ping pong through the Starbucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is that I love pre-ordering my drinks.
Yeah.
Is if you pre-order it to the wrong Starbucks in Langley is where I'm from, because there's so many in Langley, you could go to the wrong
store.
Yeah. But you know that's
you have to watch that for
the,
sure.
the first world problems.
I
right?
know
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. So have you had the chance to go and to meet any of the growers and the roasters in any countries?
I have. So actually, I went on an origin trip. Not this last February, but the February before.
Okay, cool.
Which was really an amazing trip. It was with part of the leadership team, and it's a annual trip that some leaders go to, and we go to our Hacienda Alsacia, which is the farm that we bought. I want to say like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, and we have our agronomy center there. So we do all this research on coffee and leaf rust and kind of some of the issues some of the farmers are facing, and then we invite any farmer in and we give them all of this information free. And so it was fantastic. I got to plant my own coffee tree. I got to harvest cherries one day. It was really incredible. And meeting some of the people that pick and kind of what their lives are like, and what we do to support them. I mean, there are a lot of migrant pickers, farmers, and so, within the agronomy center that we have at Hacienda Alsacia, we have doctor's offices, we have daycare. I mean, things that are real luxuries, but should be a common occurrence. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking time out of your evening.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I know
thank
it's been
you.
a long day here
It
at
has
the
been a long
conference.
day.
And
Yeah,
so
it's
thank
been
you
great.
for sharing
absolutely.
With our listeners and our viewers. So,
Thanks.
Is there anything else you want to leave people with? Any closing remarks?
Oh my gosh, that's too much pressure.
I just want to give you, but in case there was one thing you're like, I wish I told them this. I wish I told them about the secret menu item that only I know about. But then it wouldn't be a secret anymore.
And then it wouldn't be a secret, yeah.
Okay. You feel good though?
I feel good,
okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in, for watching Marketing Jam here with everyone's favorite pumpkin spice latte creator, Dena.
I did not create the pumpkin spice latte, but yes. I've created signage for it.
Really?
For like the last 10 years.
Signage, 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. She's the reason we all love to drink it and wear our fall clothes.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Yeah, thanks.